Well, hello, everybody. This is Rhonda Werner, and I'm here with Beth Rachut, my counterpart here at Ag One Source. We are leaders in the ag recruiting world, and we are here today to talk a little bit about your career and how to prepare for that going forward. This is really targeted towards folks who are about to graduate college or maybe who have just graduated college and are in their first job post-college and kind of what you can do to help move your career along and how we can work with you through that process. So Beth and I will be taking turns going through some slides, and hopefully you'll find a few good bits of information to take from this today.
We want to say congratulations to you. We might be a little biased, but we do think that agriculture is the best industry in the world. Although agriculture is broad, there's lots of different facets of ag. We're here to support you through every stepping stone of your career. Here at Ag One Source, Rhonda and I are part of a team that's been around since 2002. We recruit in all 50 states with limited searches as well in Mexico and Canada. And we have recruiters living in 10 different states, covering all of those 50 states. We specialize in executive and professional agricultural recruitment, and we are confidential with our search and success with those for their ag careers. And although we are not the biggest, we are one of the biggest, but our focus is being the best. Here is pictures of Rhonda and myself. My name is Beth Rachut, and I'm here in North Central Iowa. I've been part of Ag One Source for about 2 years, and I cover the agronomy and seed industry for Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin.
And I'm Rhonda Werner, and I'm actually based out of Southwest Kentucky. I have been with Ag One Source recruiting for almost 14 years, and I cover all things agronomy, ag inputs, production, ag in the southern part of the U.S. So we are going to talk a little bit about what we're going to cover in this specific presentation. 5 key areas that we feel like are going to be most beneficial for us to go over with you in preparation for career advancement. The first one is going to be about your resume, what all you put on it at this point in your career, what makes sense, what to leave off. Second, we're going to talk about managing expectations. How quickly am I going to get promoted? And that's always a question we get a lot here. Third, we're going to talk a little bit about experiences and ways to gain more experience, especially if you're in a situation where you don't necessarily feel like you're in the role that you really want, or you don't feel like you have as much responsibility as you want. Then also talk about relocation and how that can honestly really help you gain more experience quickly if you are willing to relocate, and then how we as recruiters can help you.
First on the list is resumes. I tend to think that education needs to be at the top of your resume. In the first 5 years out of college, your education is one of the most important things that you've gained. So go ahead and list out your degrees that you've got there on the top. And I would probably only include your GPA if it was above 3.0. Next, I would include measurable successes when writing about the duties of your jobs or even the committees that you've been involved in. Some examples would be like, I increased my sales by 157% in a territory that I was given, or I gained 3 new customers in the first 12 months. Maybe I achieved the company goal of 5,000 units sold, and I sold an additional 1,500 units. This is also a great place to talk about measurable successes you've had outside of just your job duties. Maybe you're a state officer, or you were an officer of a club in both high school or in college. Maybe you had an award you were given either in high school or in college that you would want to include in that resume. And then the last point is making sure that it's streamlined. Keep your resume readable. I would throw out the rule of keeping your resume only at 1 page, but go ahead and make sure that it is succinct. I prefer bullet points to summarize your job duties, but the 2-column look that seems to be pretty popular now with the personal information on the left column with all the rest of the bulleted points on the right column also looks very nice.
So let's talk a little bit about expectations. So, it never doubts that we want to have things as quick as possible, right? We're in a very instant society today. And so, unfortunately, our careers aren't as instantaneous as what we would like them to be. So, just know it takes one step at a time. Things aren't going to happen as quickly as you may hope, and that's okay. But there's ways to even get more out of a position that maybe you know isn't going to be for you for the long haul, but that you can still get a lot of great value out of. And that's part of it, is knowing what you're good at and what you enjoy. And really have conversations with your manager. They're not mind readers, and you know, they want to know what do you enjoy. You know, and so there may be some things that you can do even in your current role that aren't typical, but play to some of your skills and desires more so. So have some of those conversations. And even if you're in a job that you don't currently like, and you know, hey, I'm trying to get out of here as soon as possible, you can still learn from it. If you're working in the ag industry, period, you're gaining valuable knowledge and experiences that are going to help you in your next role. So make the most of it and look for ways to volunteer for special projects or other things that really fit with what you want to do more than maybe what you're doing today. And network. I mean, networking at work, network at organizations and trade shows that you go to, networking with us as recruiters. It's all a step to get to know as many people as possible, because you're going to need them going forward. And don't burn bridges. You know, you may have taken that first job and realized 4 months into it that this is not what you want to do for the rest of your career, but you've got time to learn some valuable information from it regardless.
Let's emphasize your best skills in your experiences. So even though they might not be part of your day-to-day job, go ahead and volunteer for some committees that are either in your career or even in some of those extracurricular activities to emphasize and practice those skills. Maybe find a mentor within the company or within another company that you are interested in a position like theirs. Find out how they made those steps up to that goal career of yours. Like Rhonda mentioned, utilize LinkedIn to find people that have similar job paths, recruiters like ourselves, other people that you're interested in to find out more about their careers. And don't be afraid to reach out to your coworkers, to your boss, to others that are involved in the ag industry. Ask questions and learn from them. There's an opportunity for a success if you think big, and sometimes thinking big includes thinking about relocation. Is this something that you could consider for even a few years, 2 to 3 years, and maybe possibly moving closer to your home area? Don't let a very narrow search hinder your career from being able to be built. When you think about doing relocation, a lot of times you'll gain that experience quicker, and you also will make more money when you do make those multiple steps.
So let's talk about how the recruiters come into play at this point. So first of all, know that traditionally it's very hard for us as recruiters to help place people who are recent college grads. Um, our clients, which are different companies within the ag industry, come to us to help them find a very specific set of experience and skills. And a lot of times, you know, in recent grads, they're still trying to get some of those skills under their belt and successes so that we can then help them. So just know that even though I may not be able to help you today in a new job, there are still a lot of reasons why it's beneficial to get to know us now. Some clients we do have entry level type roles with, so you never know. It's good to start the conversation. And it's really just about making those connections and networking. By talking to us, and knowing you and your background and really where you want your career to go, we can help keep that in the back of our mind as we work towards talking with our clients about different positions that they have open. And it's just you getting to know us, and we're pretty in tune with the industry, what we're seeing. It's a great opportunity for you to pick our brains as well about what's going on out there. And then really once you get to that 2 to 5 years of experience, that's when we can get serious about looking at what's the next right step for you and why, and really going into all the details about your successes and determining what's going to make the most sense for you to be happy in your next step in your career. So this is our agronomy team. So you've already met Beth and I in our photos earlier in the presentation. You know, the crop production side of ag is a huge chunk of the industry as a whole, and it's also one of the biggest pieces of our company. So these are the other folks that are involved in the agronomy side of things. So if your background or your desire is to work within the agronomy, crop input, crop production side of the business, we are the folks who would be working with you. As we said earlier, I am in Kentucky and Beth is in Iowa. Mike is in Kansas. Mark Washek is in Minnesota. Ryan Gale is in Kansas. Kevin O'Connor is based out of Illinois. Troy Schumacher is also in Minnesota, and Rich Engel is in California. So we pretty much cover the whole U.S. on the agronomy team for sure.
And here's the rest of our team, Ron and Shannon. Our part of the livestock team, Ron is in Michigan and Shannon is in Texas. David, Scott, and Keith are part of the financial and business side of recruiting. And David and Scott are in Kansas. Keith is in Georgia. And Doug does recruiting for the grain industry, and he is in Kansas. So how are we different? We've got multiple years of success in our fields of work. As you can see from the pictures there on the slide, there's a lot of us are involved in the industries that we come from. We are in the industries of agronomy and seed, grain and biofuels, animal health and nutrition, livestock production. We also have additional positions that may never be listed on places like Indeed or LinkedIn when you're looking for some of these positions. We're constantly looking also for new positions that are coming about. What we won't do is what some of the other recruiters have been known to do is shove people into positions that aren't necessarily a fit for them. We're making sure that we're always looking for new candidates that might be a good fit for those roles. And then we're looking for these people that aren't necessarily looking for a job. They're not actively searching for a career at that time. And then we continue to follow through with the people that we have placed and make sure they have a successful and a good career that they want to continue on. And then we're there with them as they make the steps through their career.
So that's a wrap for us. We hope that you took a few pieces of information out of this that you can apply to your life. But most importantly, you know, network with us. And if we aren't necessarily the right person for your career path or your side of the industry, we're happy to get you in touch with the right person within our organization. But my contact information and Beth's contact information is right there. You can reach out to both of us on LinkedIn as well. If you've got any questions specific about this or just want to, you know, start the conversation, now is the best time to do that and get on our radar screen. So as we continue looking at jobs and helping clients, if there's something that we feel like could be a fit for you, then you're in the mix with us already. So again, thanks for taking the time to sit through us with this. And again, reach out if you've got any questions. We're happy to talk to you. Thanks.